If your AI agent does the same work every week, you are paying rent on a job that you could own outright. I'm Zach Lloyd, and I build AI systems for small business owners. And I also run a community called Zero to Automated, where we teach owners and employees how to build their own systems and automations. In less than 30 minutes this week, I burned 10 million tokens, and this is what it taught me. I burned 10.2 million tokens in less than 30 minutes. It was not on purpose. A testing tool found out about 370 separate AI calls, and nobody decided to spend that. At least it wasn't me. That was the default. The same week, though, I shipped a system that does something harder with one AI call and not 370 AI calls. Quick definition of terms, real quick. Tokens are what you pay AI in. Okay, it's every word the AI reads and every word that it writes burns a few. Think of tokens as the AI electrical bill. And a script, which I'm going to talk a lot about today, is a tiny little program with zero AI inside of it. Or it could have AI inside of it, but in this case, we're not doing that. It's agnostic. It follows exact steps, costs about nothing to run, and then it never makes anything up because it just does what it's supposed to do. It's code. It's programming. It's what we had before AI. And it works really well. But the same week, I shipped a system that does something harder with one AI call. It's called Dream. Now, you might have heard about this, and if you haven't, don't worry, I'll explain. Claude Code saves a transcript of every work session. That's the full chat log, every instruction and every mistake. Once a week, I have the Dream skill read all of my sessions. And it proposes updates to Claude's long-term memory, which is just a set of notes Claude keeps about how I like things done. And it comes back and says things like, you corrected me the same way in 3 different sessions. Should this become a permanent rule? Probably, right? But we're verifying as well. And I'm keeping myself, the human, in the loop after a significant portion of the work has been done. It turns out that I'm in good company because 3 weeks into building this thing, I watched a talk from an Anthropic engineer. Slide after slide, she described the exact problem I had been fighting. Your AI keeps making the same mistake across sessions, and it can't see the repeat because every session starts with a blank memory. Their answer to this is dreaming, right? Like I said, that's what we're naming the skill. That's what Anthropic has named it. More on that in a second. One difference, theirs is an enterprise research preview. You have to request with an access form. You got a big company case studies and a wait list. Mine runs on my laptop every Sunday. There are even reports of an unreleased auto dream feature inside of Claude Code itself, already reverse engineered by the community. So before shipping mine, I pulled a community replica of it and I compared line by line. 3 things came out of that. The model reads the transcripts and then it decides what matters and then it rewrites the memory files every 24 hours. That is a subscription to work that a script could own. You don't need to use AI or inference to do that every 24 hours. That's my argument, at least. Second, nothing checks the AI's homework. It writes straight into long-term memory, and whatever it writes becomes ground truth for every future session. One hallucinated preference, hallucinations, it means the AI made it up and it stated it like a fact. And your agent confidently does the wrong thing forever. Third, it had 2 better ideas than mine, so I stole both. It listens for many kinds of signals, not just corrections, but preferences. From now on, always use, or a decision like, let's go with X, Y, and Z. And it auto-detects where your memory lives instead of assuming everyone's setup looks like the author. The extra signals, they went into my version the same day with tests proving the work. Always verify, don't forget. The auto detection went into the version you can download, so it works on your setup, not mine. Okay? This is available in the Zero to Automated community. So my first design had the same disease the replica has, a fleet of 5 to 10 AI agents mining the transcripts. It felt impressive. ooh, all those agents running on their own and working for me. They're like little employees. I get a pat on the head. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I asked one question that unfortunately destroyed my AI fleet. Which part of this is judgment and which part is mechanics? What does that even mean? Judgment and mechanics. Let me explain. Finding a repeated error across sessions is counting. A script does counting, and it runs for pennies forever, ever, and ever, and ever. And it never hallucinates. It's a piece of software that runs and runs and runs exactly like we told it to run. There is no LLM in the loop doing that thinking stuff. But deciding that wrong video, wrong client folder, and old script are all the same lesson, those three corrections share 0 words in common. I tested it. No script on earth clusters them. That is the judgment piece. That is what the model is for. And this is where the mechanics come in. The final shape, you have 4 scripts plus 1 AI call per week. Okay, so a script, we're not reading a movie script, right? It's a little program that is written. There's 4 of them, plus 1 AI call per week. Okay, the AI call is using the LLM to actually think and make the judgment, right? So you have the judgment and then the mechanics, but we're combining them, but we're not using the judgment all the time. So about 15,000 tokens instead of millions. And when the model does judge, a script checks it works. So every proposed rule must carry word for word quotes from at least 2 different sessions, or a script demotes it. So a session is like when you have a chat window and you have a conversation with your AI. That's a session. So 2 different sessions, 2 different projects, or even the same project, but 2 different conversations or sessions, right? That's when it comes into play. And nothing touches long-term memory until you approve it with the receipts based off of the judgment that is brought in after the scripts are ran. So the AI actually thinks about it. The code gets verified. The human decides. One thing I deliberately did not add is the 24-hour auto trigger, because the replica runs itself every day. So then all of a sudden, instead of a lot of mechanical moves, you have a lot more judgment, and then you're burning a lot more tokens and you're paying more cash money, baby. And I really don't think it's necessary, unless there's one caveat, which I'll bring up in a moment. Okay. But mine runs once a week on purpose. And here's why. Let me explain this. A lesson only earns a permanent spot when it shows up in at least 2 different sessions. I tested a small window. 5 sessions produced 0 repeated patterns. A full week produced 7. Patterns need room to repeat. Now, obviously, it depends on what you're doing with your AI, whether you're coding or you're doing knowledge work or marketing or advertising, right? And that's why I package this skill in a way that you will be able to decide how you run that. But it's important to understand what you're downloading and why you're using it, and that's why you're watching this video. So you run it daily, and you're going to pay the AI to find nothing, unless you're doing that on purpose because you are just going astronomically wide inside of a code base or something like that. Or you just say, hey, I'm going to manually run it because of this use case that I have. The second reason, okay, it involves a skill I have never shared. It's called weekly, okay? Every Sunday, Claude walks me through a weekly review. Now, the reason I haven't shared it is because the weekly review for me is going to look very different than for you, because my weekly review is constantly evolving and changing depending on my goals for the week, my goals for the month, my goals for the quarter. Okay. And that's just the goals side, but also what I'm doing in that week's sessions. Or let's say I get a sales call, that completely might change the week because, oh, I have this new proposal I sent out and now I have a client waiting on me. Then the weekly is going to dramatically change the review that's going to push me into the next week and then plan that week out for me. Okay. So that's kind of what it does in a nutshell, but why I haven't shared it, because it's not going to be valuable to everybody. But I have to bring it up because if I don't, you're going to do all the mechanical stuff with dreaming and you're not going to have a chosen rhythm thinking or the judgment that the AI is going to bring into this skill. It's very important. So wins, loose ends, what gets archived, my plan for the next week, all of that, right, is inside of this. So that's what you're going to have to figure out. And inside of the dream skill that you can download, I walk you through that. Okay. Once you download it, Claude will prompt you based off of what I told it to do. So dream, okay, runs inside that ritual as a single step. And I didn't need an auto trigger because I already had a heartbeat to do that. A heartbeat is just a repetitive reminder for the AI to do something. Okay. Bump, 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 bump. Right. And then sometimes it's bump, a week goes by, bump. Right. So the interval just depends on how you want to do it. Okay. You're in control. Don't forget. So if you don't have a weekly review ritual, you have two really good options. You can build one, even 20 minutes every Sunday counts, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, it's up to you. Or it's, maybe really massive. You love to journal on Sundays or Mondays, whatever you decide. Or think through an auto trigger that fits how much you actually use Claude, and then have Claude build it with you. I'm going to create something like this eventually, but it's just not super important to me because it's so specific to you. I think it is one of those things where I like handing that off to you to build. Now, if you are using AI in a box and you downloaded that plugin for Cowork, then that's going to be built in there for you essentially. Okay. So you probably already have that if you went that route. Okay. Now, if you're still with me, a well-known engineer, Kelsey Hightower, he calls this zero token architecture, which I love because it's rooted in, and I don't like saying this, but first principles thinking, right? It's going to the beginning of why are we engineers or why are we business owners that are using AI, that are building things, and therefore you're like a engineer adjacent person, okay? If that word scares you, that's okay. It's not the point. The point is we're going to go super far to the right and be super extreme on AI, and then we're going to come back, whipsaw all the way back to the left, and then say, oh, wait, we don't actually need AI to do everything. We could just have a simple program do that for us because we don't require judgment or thinking in everything we do. So I've internalized this pretty deeply. It's something I think about now every day that I'm working with Claude or any LLM, whether it's Gemini, doesn't matter. Okay. And that's infer once, export, and then run without inference until the loop itself needs to change, right? And if that's complicated, all I'm saying is use the LLM once, export what you found, create a little software around it, and then you run the software because it works. And then they were calling this a loop-de-loop, right? And then if it needs to change, then change it. Then come in as the human using AI and change it, right? Instead of the loop being AI, do the thing, AI, do the thing, right? And then obviously that's going to cost so many more tokens, waste time, okay? And then you're not going to get what you need to get done faster. In plain English, let the AI figure a thing out one time, then turn the answer into a script or test you own. And then don't pay the AI to figure it out again and again and again. So 3 questions, okay? Let's wrap this up. This is what I ask before I build now. Judgment or mechanics? Mechanics, it becomes a script most all the time. 2, will the agent figure this exact thing out again on the next run? Then I'm renting an answer I should own because I'm just going to go back again and do the same thing. So export it as a code or a test, whatever it might be. Export. Now 3, can a script check the model's output? Even when the thinking must be AI, the verifying usually doesn't have to be. This is going to save you a lot of time, money, and probably a lot of pain, not just because of the time and money aspect of it, but because you'll probably end up building things that you're going to have to rebuild and rebuild and rebuild. And I've already been down that road. I don't plan on going back. Okay, so let me say number 3 again, because I do think it really stands out. And it's, can a script or a little program, right? That's what a script is, check the model's output. Even when the thinking must be AI, the verifying usually doesn't have to be. So this flipped my default question I used to ask, which was, how do I get the AI agent to reliably do this? Now I ask, how do I shrink this until the agent only does the part only it can do? The token bill drops significantly. Well, what was the quote I gave you? 10.2 million tokens dropping down to 15,000? I mean, shoot, pennies. Pennies. I don't know why I got a pen to illustrate pennies. You know what I mean? Those things that the federal government doesn't use anymore? Yeah, those. So the token bill drops, the reliability goes way higher up because most of the system became plain code with tests. So you don't have AI hallucinating, you don't have AI running often and changing things or revising things or challenging things or questioning things. It's reliable. That's what you want. So this dream skill is going to change over time. Probably all those updates I will obviously add in. And then when Anthropic's genius engineers make something better than me, I'm always willing to learn from them and we will change the skill. Or we might just say, hey, this was very useful for the last 6 months, but this is even better. Go use this one. You will get those updates. Okay. But the principle behind why we are doing this, I think, is very important. So the download version, it ships with full onboarding file so you can use it, but also tailor it to your individual needs, your business, your career, whatever it is that you need to use it for. So when you install it, Claude reads that file. It asks you a short set of questions about your setup, your do not touch list, push back on answers a little bit, and then it configures the skill for your business or your work, whatever your career is. Because your business and your career is not my business or my career, right? So it needs to be custom fit to you. A skill should ask, it should not assume. I'm super excited to drop this today. What's another exciting moment in my day to day? Thanks for being here and letting me share it with you. I hope it helps you and your system and your understanding of how AI is really working, going from the very beginning Claude.md all the way down to short term and long term memory. We are going deeper down the rabbit hole. Now, let me challenge you. What's one job in your stack an agent does every week that a script could own? Drop it below and I'll tell you how I'd split it. Skills like this are dropped every week in the Zero to Automated community. Come join us.